Backlinking, outsourcing link building in 2025. SEO got weirder, but backlinks still decide who wins. If SEO feels like it changed overnight, you're reading the room correctly. AI overviews, zero-click results, and buyers doing early research in tools like ChatGPT have reduced the number of easy organic clicks, even for brands that rank well. But in B2B, organic search still drives real discovery. About 62% of B2B website traffic comes from organic search, and SEO can generate up to 14x more leads than outbound. That's why backlinking still matters in 2025, and why outsourcing link building is back in the spotlight. Not because backlinks are a vanity metric, but because they're one of the few scalable ways to increase authority, visibility, and qualified demand when ad costs rise and inboxes get noisier. If you're in a competitive category, you can't content your way to page 1 without a plan to earn links. In this guide, we'll keep things practical: how backlinks influence revenue, what's changed in the link building market, and how to outsource without getting burned. We'll also cover how to align SEO gains with an outsourced sales team, because better rankings are only valuable if your SDRs can convert that attention into meetings. Why backlinks translate into pipeline, not just rankings. Backlinks act like third-party validation at internet scale. In competitive SERPs, the pages that consistently rank tend to sit on deep link authority. One study found 96% of Google top 10 results had more than 1,000 linking domains, while another widely cited data point is that roughly 94% of pages never earn a single backlink. In plain terms, most content never gets endorsed, and the content that does gets disproportionate visibility. Links also influence AI search visibility. In a survey of SEO professionals, 73.2% said links impact visibility in AI-driven search experiences like AI overviews and ChatGPT-style results. When your brand and key pages are repeatedly cited by reputable sites, you're more likely to be referenced in summaries, comparisons, and best tools answers, exactly where B2B buyers start narrowing options. Sales leaders should care because backlinks make outbound work harder or easier. Prospects are far more responsive to cold calling services and a cold email agency when they've already seen your brand in search, read a comparison piece, or clicked a trusted mention. Strong organic presence reduces skepticism, improves reply rates, and helps your B2B sales agency messaging land as credible instead of random. What changed in 2025? Fewer clicks, higher costs, and a quality-first standard. Link building is harder than it used to be, and the market is pricing that reality in. SEO pros report an average acceptable cost of about $508.95 for a single high-quality link, and some high-difficulty niches require $8,406 per month or more in link budgets to stay competitive. At the same time, teams are allocating roughly 32 to 36% of total SEO budgets to link building, which tells you it's not a side quest anymore. It's a core growth lever. Zero-click behavior and AI answers also changed what success looks like. Reported B2B organic leads were down about 47% in 2025 in one analysis, and zero-click B2B searches were cited as rising from 35% in 2024 to 57% in 2025. Translation: you can keep rankings and still feel like performance is slipping because SERPs are consuming attention before a click ever happens. This is why the old playbook, cheap guest posts, volume-first outreach, and generic SEO blogs, underperforms or creates risk. In 2025, the only links worth paying for are the ones that improve authority with your actual ICP and support revenue pages you can monetize with sales follow-up. Outsourcing link building, the model that works, and the guardrails you need. Outsourcing works best when you treat it like a revenue program with rules, not an SEO task you hand off and forget. Many teams outsource at least part of link building, and the most reliable setup we see is a hybrid. You keep strategy, approvals, and brand voice in-house, while an external partner handles the heavy lifting of prospecting, outreach, and follow-up. Before you hire anyone, document a written playbook. It should define your ICP, priority pages, acceptable site types, anchor text preferences, and hard red lines. For example, no PBNs, no irrelevant industries, no sketchy sponsorship footprints. This single document prevents the most common outsourcing failure. The vendor hits link numbers while quietly building links you'd never approve if you saw them. That happens more than people think. Choose the outsourcing model based on internal capacity, not hope. If you have no SEO strategist, an agency is often the fastest path to competence. If you have strategy and content in-house, outsource research and outreach to specialists who can execute at speed. Either way, the non-negotiable is control. You should approve target pages, anchor strategy, and publishing placements before anything goes live. If you can't explain how a link will increase qualified traffic to a page your sales team can monetize, it's not a growth link. It's just an SEO receipt. How to scope a campaign around revenue pages, not random content. Most content won't attract links on its own, which is why publish more post is rarely the answer. A better approach is to audit your current backlink profile and revenue pages using Ahrefs, SEMrush, or SimilarWeb. Then identify the pages that already drive pipeline, or should, and compare their referring domains to competitors. In practice, we like focusing outsourced campaigns on a tight set of 10 to 20 priority pages, rather than spreading links across everything. From there, design linkable assets that support those revenue pages. That can be original research, benchmark reports, templates, integration ecosystem pages, or genuinely useful tools. Assets that give publishers a reason to cite you rather than, "Do you accept guest posts outreach?" This is also where digital PR becomes powerful. Many SEOs report it as one of the most effective tactics right now, especially for earning authoritative mentions that influence both rankings and brand trust. A common mistake is outsourcing without tightening intent. If your vendor is incentivized on domain rating alone, they'll gravitate toward easy placements that don't send qualified buyers. Your campaign should prioritize contextual relevance, editorial standards, and proximity to purchase intent. Because the goal isn't more links, it's more qualified discovery that your SDR agency or sales team can convert. How to vet partners without getting burned. The biggest risk in outsourced link building is invisible quality decay. You can't always spot a bad link at a glance, but Google can, and so can your ICP when they land on irrelevant sites. Build a review process that checks site relevance, traffic quality, editorial standards, outbound link patterns, and whether the placement is clearly paid or unnatural. Another mistake is paying for guaranteed links without knowing what you're guaranteeing. Some vendors quietly monetize with networks, low-quality sponsorships, or sites built primarily to sell placements. If you're paying a premium, often cited as 30 to 40% more than DIY when outsourcing to link building firms, you should demand transparency on where links come from, how targets are sourced, and why each placement matches your audience. Operationally, bake guardrails into your contract and reporting. Require monthly reporting on new referring domains, page-level impact, traffic and rankings to the exact URLs you care about, and business outcomes such as demo requests or assisted pipeline. If a partner can't show you the full placement list and the rationale for each link, you don't have a partner, you have a black box. Make SEO visibility pay off faster by aligning with SDR and Outbound. One of the most overlooked accelerators is using Outbound to monetize SEO momentum. When link building lifts rankings for high-intent pages, you can retarget and re-engage those same accounts with B2B cold calling services and targeted email sequences. This turns awareness into conversations while the organic lift compounds in the background. This is where we see SalesHive fit naturally alongside an SEO or link-building partner. While your SEO program earns authority and visibility, our sales outsourcing teams convert that attention into booked meetings through multi-channel outreach and disciplined follow-up, which is often what separates nice traffic charts from forecastable pipeline. If you're evaluating a cold calling agency or an outsourced sales team, the real question is whether they can operationalize the demand you're creating, not just send more activity. The execution detail that matters most is attribution discipline. Track SEO-assisted deals by mapping priority pages to target accounts. Then, have your SDRs reference those pages in outreach when relevant. Saw you were evaluating X. Here's our benchmark guide. When Outbound and SEO share the same target pages and ICP assumptions, link building stops being a marketing expense and starts behaving like a sales enablement engine. A practical 90-day pilot plan for outsourced link building in 2025. If you're unsure whether outsourcing will work in your niche, run a strict pilot instead of signing a long engagement. A strong pilot lasts 3 to 6 months, starts with a narrow set of pages, and uses measurement that leadership cares about: qualified organic sessions, demo requests, and sales-qualified leads influenced by organic discovery. This keeps the program honest when AI search and zero-click make traditional CTR-based reporting less reliable. During the first month, invest in foundations. Finalize the playbook, set page-level KPIs, and build a target list of publishers and ecosystems that overlap with your buyers. Months 2 and 3 should emphasize consistent execution, outreach velocity, editorial placements, and reinforcement of the same revenue pages, because link building is a compounding system, not a one-off sprint. Looking ahead, the winners in 2025 won't be the teams that buy the most links. They'll be the teams that earn fewer, better links to the right pages, then convert that visibility with disciplined sales development. If you build that loop, authority to discovery to outreach to meetings, you'll stay resilient even as search experiences keep changing.